Greatest what if Hall of Fame potential, Grady Sizemore. 1,098 career hits, 150 career home runs. 2005 to 2008 only missed 9 games totaled. 289 batting average in 05, 290 in 06. And then here we go. We missed 715 out of a possible 1134 games from 09 to 15. Is Grady Sizemore the greatest what if Hall of Fame potential for the Cleveland Indians?
Yep. That guy was going to be on the Mount Rushmore of Cleveland Indians, and it wasn't even close. I mean, this guy he was getting MVP consideration for the first 4 years of his career. He was playing every day, putting up stupid numbers, stolen bases. He had power. I mean, he and Jacoby Ellsbury were that kind of player that they could do everything, and then their bodies just quit on them. Mm-hmm. But he absolutely, to me, Grady Sizemore was going to be on the Mount Rushmore of Cleveland Indians until his body did him wrong. And honestly, aside from all the games he missed, he was out of baseball by 32.
Yeah.
On top of the fact he missed all those games, he retired at 32.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who got robbed of probably at least, 715. You're talking probably almost 5 years with the baseball plus the years. He probably lost 7 or 8 years of his career. Easy. He absolutely would have been on the Mount Rushmore of the Indians, no doubt.
Yep. Curtis says the promise. That's what I called him. Captain says he was special. He really was. Yeah. Would definitely be some serious discussions. Would love to see what the final numbers would have been. That's from Mike Reed. Great. Yeah, and Silix, he was going to be a superstar, 1,000%. And then the other guy I thought about was the guy that succeeded him in Michael Brantley.
Oh, yeah.
Another guy that got hurt quite a bit, and then the Indians finally were just like, you know what? Go to the Astros, do what you want. But, I mean, it's Grady Sizemore here, no question about it. I definitely serious consideration here. I'm with Steve. If he held the standards and he had from 05 to 08 for another 6-7 years, he would have been up there. He was a cheat code in MVP 05. Yes, he was. For sure.
I thought he was Christian Yelich, but better. That's a good comparison.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, he could do it all.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that was an absolute nightmare when you had to face him.
Yeah. All right. Greatest what if Hall of Fame potential, Mark Fidrych, the Bird. 1976, 19-9 win-loss record, 2.34 ERA, 24 complete games in 29 games started. 1977, tore cartilage in his knee during spring training. We all know that story. He tore his rotator cuff, and it kind of went undiagnosed. They didn't even know he kind of tore it, and then retired after 5 seasons. Now, is he the greatest what-if Hall of Fame potential for the Tigers? Maybe, but it's really hard because it's 1 year, right? So what are your thoughts on Mark Fidrych?
I mean, I'm with you. It's such a small sample set. But I mean, in 76, he was lights out. In 77, he only made 11 starts, but he was 6-4 with a 2.89. In 78, he made 3 starts. He was 2-0 with a 2.45. So, I mean, his first 43 career starts, he won 25 of them with an ERA of like 2.5. Yeah. It's hard to think that he wouldn't have been an absolute nightmare for the league for 5, 7, 10 years easily. But it's just such a small sample set. It's hard to tell. But I tend to believe that I think we got robbed of seeing a guy who could have easily been a Hall of Famer so early in his career. And the worst part about it was the undiagnosed issue. I mean, the dude pitched broken for years and didn't even know it. Yeah. Couldn't figure out why the velocity was gone. Couldn't figure out why he couldn't get anything done the way he wanted it to get done. It's because he had a friggin' torn rotator cuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he pitched. Like, how did he get the ball out of his hand?
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. Steve says, loved watching the Bird in 76, but there was no way he was going to make the Hall of Fame. I agree with Bill James because his K rate was so low. Yeah, I mean, he's a tough one, right? His K rate wasn't there. in one really, really stinking good season. Like, can you judge a full career on that? I don't know. It's tough. But
I mean,
it's the Hall of Fame. Fame is the key word here.
yeah.
And his antics on the mound are well known across baseball history, which makes the bird part of this whole lore, right? If this is just some other average Joe having this season, he's not even considered for this list. But because of who Mark Fidrich was when he was on the mound, makes it infamous, right? So is that part of the Hall of Fame piece? I mean, you could argue that.
I think the hard part with Fidrich is that he kind of broke the mold. Here's a guy who threw 250 innings in 76, only K'd 97 guys, only walked 53, only gave up 12 home runs.
Yeah.
Only gave up 217 hits. Like he got a lot of soft contact. And the irony of that is the Tigers defense of that era was one of the worst in baseball. And yet he still got productive outs by letting him put the ball in play. That's like saying that Framber Valdez isn't an effective pitcher because he gets a lot of ground balls, doesn't get a lot of Ks.
Right.
I think the game back then was you throw strikes, you get guys out. And he did that better than anybody. In 76, and really for the other starts he made the 2 years after that, he just got a lot of weak contact right at guys.
Yep.
I do think that this is a guy that would have been very good for a while. Would he have been a Hall of Famer? I have no idea. But based on what you saw in that small sample set, I think he had the stuff and the command for sure to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Got to have a hot career, not a hot year. I mean, agree.
Fair.
Joseph said Fidrich would have benefited from having Trammell and Whitaker behind him. Imagine that. Crazy.
Yeah, the Tigers defense was terrible in the years that he was there. They were just not good.
Yeah, and he was good for the pitch clock too, Curtis. You're right. Right? Pitch quick. Yeah, he got the ball, got right back on the mound, ready to go. He was
mess around. He threw strikes, he got guys out. So that was that works. That math works.
Yeah, I agree. Greatest what if Hall of Fame potential, Maglio Ordonez. 309 career average, 294 career home runs, 2,156 hits, 1,236 RBIs, almost a 40 career WAR. And here's where the injuries go. 2004 missed 110 games with a knee, 2005 80 games with a hernia, 2010 78 games with an ankle fracture, 2011 refractured the ankle. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a stretch to do it for the White Sox because these injuries happened when he was in Detroit. But he did a lot of damage for the White Sox, but the injuries came when he was with Detroit. So it's a little bit of a stretch to have him here with Chicago, but not really in my eyes. So is Maglio Ordonez a Hall of Famer if he's healthy those last few years?
I'm going to say probably not. I loved Maglio, and it hurts me to say no, but I don't think he would have had anything that got him there. I think if he's healthy, he's probably at 2,500 career hits. He's got a couple hundred more RBIs. He's got another 50 home runs. I just don't know that 350 and 1,500 get you in. It certainly is a conversation to have at that point, but I just don't know that he gets there. And I loved him. Like, I loved watching this guy hit, but I just don't think it's enough.
Same. I'm with you. I don't quite think it's enough. I mean, 309 career average is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, he probably racks up another 150 to 200 hits. So it puts him at 2,300 hits. Maybe to 1,300 RBI. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm with you and everybody in the chat. It's like the Hall of very good for sure. In the Jermaine Dye category. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison. Jermaine Dye.
Yeah, no, but would take him on my team any day.
100% agree. Like, loved this guy. Would take him in a heartbeat, but yeah, I just don't think he quite gets there. Oh yeah, Moises Alou, that's another good comp.
Yep. And then like when Griffey went back home to Cincy, he was never the same after he signed with the Tigers. Yeah, agree.
Yeah, it's hard because like in 2007 he was a runner-up in the MVP. he had that monster season for them, and then was just never right again. Like he got over the ankle stuff, had a monster season, then went right back into it,
Yep.
and just could not break. That was the year 363. I mean, he could not get out of that cycle and stay healthy.
Yep.
And the other hard part too is that with Maglio, it's not even the games he missed, but like what percentage was he playing at for most of that? Like
Right.
he may have been on the field, but like was he at 75%, 80%, 50%? Like it's hard to tell like how affected he was by it, even when he was on the field.
And you're trying to hit in that canyon
Well, yeah, that's.
when you go to Detroit. So
I mean, it's hard because like Maglio in Detroit didn't end great there. You know, Miguel Cabrera didn't end great there. That's a tough place for a slugger
yeah.
to go. And Ordonez was better suited for that because he was a line drive hitter. He had
Right.
a bazillion doubles,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely zapped his power.
Yeah. Curtis says love Maggie, but he was not on my all-time White Sox team. Again, that's another team with massive history. It's kind of hard to plug him in. I would agree.
There's a lot to choose from.
Yeah. Greatest what if Hall of Fame potential for the Twins, Johan Santana. 139.78 win-loss record, 2,025 innings pitched, 1,988 Ks, 1.1 whip. And here come the awards. 2-time Cy Young, Triple Crown, 4-time All-Star, 3-time ERA title. And then here are the injuries. 2010, first surgery, torn shoulder capsule. 2013, second surgery, retorn shoulder capsule. 2014, torn Achilles tendon, and we're out. Is Johan Santana a Hall of Famer if the injuries didn't occur?
Yep, and there's no doubt in my mind. He was one of the greatest pitchers I've ever gotten the chance to watch. He's out of baseball completely at 33. He got robbed of like easily 5 or 6 years of his career. This is the guy who was in the top 10 of the Cy Young voting for 6 years in a row. Yes, he was absolutely a surefire Hall of Famer until his body gave out, and there's nothing for me to debate here. It's a slam dunk.
The only debate I have is whose changeup was better, him or Pedro's. I mean,
Johans, I still think he might have the best changeup I've ever seen.
I mean, coming out of a lefty too, like gross.
Dude, it fooled me on TV watching it. Like grossest change I've ever seen.
I swung early and I wasn't even holding a bat. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a no doubt for me too. Just absolutely insane. And everybody's with us in the chat. 100% Hall of Famer, might be the biggest what if pitcher in MLB history.
Yep.
I have him as a Hall of Famer now. Yeah.
Michael, there's more doubt in my mind more doubt in Harrison's mind than there's in my mind.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's nothing to debate here.
Yeah. I mean, agree. And he was even better than what Lincecum did. And Lincecum was pretty ridiculous too.
I mean, I would literally watch Baseball Tonight and all the highlights just to see what he did. Like he was one of those guys you like, okay, what did he do today? He's starting. I want to see the highlights of that game.
Yep. And Johan was nasty.
Disgusting.
And,
might be, again, one of the greatest pitchers I've gotten the opportunity to see in my life.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm with you. So, yes, Hall of Famer for us.
No doubt.
Greatest what if Hall of Fame potential for the Royals, Bo Jackson. 1986, 1991, and then 93 and 94. 141 career homers, 598 career hits. All-Star game in 89. Then the dislocated hip in 1991. Needed the replacement surgery. He injured it in the NFL. Would he have made the Hall with a full career in the MLB? Now, let's take football completely out of it. Would he have made the Hall of Fame just playing baseball his entire career?
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say no. And my whole thing with Bo is he was an unbelievably inconsistent player with a ton of swing and miss in his game. So many strikeouts. If this guy played a full season, he would be on that list with James Wood and Mark Reynolds for all-time strikeouts in a season. This guy whiffed at everything. But He was a defensive freak with speed and a cannon for an arm. He would have been a hell of a lot of fun to watch, but I think that he would have not been a Hall of Famer.
So I'm going to kind of go back on my own thing here. If he is just a baseball player, I'm with you. I think he's a little bit short. Now, you add football back in, now he's probably a Hall of Famer, right? Because now you have those stats and the fact that he's a dual sport athlete. Yes, right. I think football almost adds value to the fact that he could be a baseball Hall of Famer, if that makes any sense at all. It might not, but it could. So if he's just baseball, no. If he stays with both baseball and football and puts up those stats, I think yes. If that makes any sense at all.
No, I think the two sport piece is a huge deal to his story. And I agree with Silix. He might be the best athlete I've ever seen in my life, period. There's nobody that had better physical skills than Bo. The dude just couldn't hit the ball. And I don't think being a full-time baseball player changes that. I mean, this dude was consistently 150 to 170 strikeouts, and he played 3/4 of the season. He was a strikeout machine, but he also did everything else. I think the strikeouts would have held him back. He, it's going to be hard to get into the Hall of Fame when you're hitting 25 home runs a year with 170 plus strikeouts.
At that time where striking out was a taboo. You don't do it.
Yeah, he was playing in an era where guys were hitting. Like he was going to be compared to guys that were hitting 300 regularly, and he's a 250 career hitter.
Yeah.
309 OBP, not great. Slugged 474, also not great. I don't see him as a Hall of Famer, but I think he would have been a hell of a lot of fun to watch as a full-time baseball player.
Mm-hmm. John says, can seriously see him in Hall of Fame every sport he touched. Yeah, absolutely. Michael, this is a good point. If he's 100% baseball, maybe he fixes the holes he had. There's a possibility, and Forrest is with him. He could have learned.
I think the problem with Bo is just go watching at bat with Bo. He had one speed. He just had one speed. He's like Kyle Schwarber. You're getting my A swing, whether it's an 0-0 count or a 3-2 count. But that was Bo. That was how Bo played the game. He was 100% full throttle all the time.
Yep.
Now, could he have cut down on the Ks? Maybe. Was he going to walk more? Maybe. But I wouldn't count on him doing that. He was who he was.
Yeah.
But he was unbelievably fun to watch. I mean, running up walls, through walls, over walls.
It didn't matter.
Hosing guys on his back foot. Like the dude was a freak. He was an absolute physical freak show. I don't think he could have put up the stats to get in the Hall, but he would have been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. Fair. Barely over 6 foot, ran a 4.3 40, bench 380, squatted 650, and at a 39-inch vertical. Just stupid. Bo was a full-time baseball player. He reported to the Raiders after baseball was over every year. He played football part-time. Okay, so fair. Bo dominated in curling too. Oh, man.
And there's a part of it too. Like if he wasn't playing football too, would he have trained differently? Is he so bulky? Like there's so many, like there's a whole branch of what ifs that come off of his story to how things might be different. But I mean, he was a freak athlete as a running back. He was the Tecmo Super Bowl cheat code.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not a Raiders fan, but I would play as the Raiders just to be able to run the ball with him because you couldn't tackle him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He owned a Tecmo Super Bowl on Nintendo.
For sure.
Bo dominated Tiddlywinks.
Yeah.
He probably did.